Hello everybody, this is Prince, and today we have a video for my series for climbing ranked with Kalgara. This is my favorite deck right now, and it has been for a minute, at least since OP15 brought a lot of support. We have the Wiper and the Borsos, and the 3-cost Kalgara, all very much helping this deck. This is my list right now. Namis are really good into Teach and Nami, which is a pretty big percent of the meta share right now. So they're good in this meta, and we're playing them. Also playing the Friday event is also very good against both Nami and Teach. Also Blue Green Leafy stopping effectively 2 swings if they want to do the restand play. So yes, lots of good new additions, and some things you can include are Raigo for the Nami matchup. It's pretty decent against Teach 2, lets you get rid of their blocker beard, and it's good into Ace, but I haven't seen many Aces going around. And then the other tech is 10 cost Snell. 10 cost Snell is very, very good into Nami. That is, or was, one of your main win conditions, at least last set in OP15, when Nami had a higher meta share. But now, since their meta share is lower, we need to play better cards into more matchups. So we cut the NL for better cards. So that's the list, and I think we have 5 games, 1 loss and 4 wins. But they're pretty good games, so I'll show you those. Okay, so we have a game into Nami. They get to choose first. Our opening hand is pretty bad, and our mulligan is not the greatest. So we just have to pass on to Dawn. We're looking for 5-drop Nami is really good, and 6-drop Kagura. Honestly, the first hand would have been fine to keep, since there was a 6-drop and a 5-drop Kalgara, and then 2 Porcelainers to extend the game. But we do play out this hand. It's partially the same, except we don't have a 6-drop. We do have the 6-drop 2K Wiper, which is pretty good in this matchup since it's 7K body and doesn't any Dawn to swing. And this turn, I do believe I'm just going to play the 5-drop Kalgara out and then use leader ability to play out the 6-drop Wiper. I get 2 pretty good bodies this turn, and yep, you get to draw 2 cards, or draw the life and the card from Kalgara, and then most likely expecting not a 7-drop Nami, since they're only on 7 Dawn. Maybe another, yeah, they do play another Nami. Could have played any of their 4-drops also, but this way they're swing 7/7. We're just gonna take both because we're gonna use leader effect next turn no matter what, and there's no reason to counter since we'll take the life with our leader ability anyways. So we can just save cards in our hand and use it for free to play out the 8-drop Kalgara, I do believe. So yeah, just thinking through the turn, we do swing into the 5-drop Nami, since I don't think we have enough Dawn to swing a 7 with it. He does just play out a third 5-drop Nami. But it's okay. It's a card out of his hand for our 6K swing that we weren't going to be able to swing 7 with. We do know that his life was the Moria trigger, or sorry, Hogback trigger, but we do need to whittle his resources down and get his life as low as we can. Starts off with a 6. He'll probably play a Teach or Moria or a Robin this turn. The way it's going, I expect it to be either of those 8-drops. And he can swing a 5 with the Hogback and a 6 with leader. He does swing a 6, so now I'm expecting a Robin. I do just event since I want to get it out of my hand. I need most of my Dom to swing out with my leader and my 5-drop Kalgara. So getting the sort of brick out of my hand is not that bad right now, and we do get to use the stage at the same time. Now our 5 or 10 Dawn turn. Most likely just gonna play out this Borsalino, heal back up to 2. Leave 1 Dawn up for the You'll Frighten Me, and swing out with our board. So yeah, probably start with a 7k swing. You could swing the 8 too, but I think a 7k is fine, because if this isn't a Piranha trigger, then the AK Kalgara can swing for Knight at face, which will probably get another life. So yeah, just thinking through our turn right now. We know he has a Piranha in trash, so start off with an 8 actually, I guess. I probably would have swung the 7 in hindsight, but 8 is not that bad either. We can get 2Ks out of his hand, and then over time he'll run out. So yeah, we do swing a 7. He 1Ks with the Borsalino. We swing another 7. Takes, and I do believe this one is a yes gravity blade trigger. So that is unfortunate, but we are still in this game. He got rid of our Borsalino, which really sucked, but we can still survive. I'm thinking through the math right now, with him going for lethal through my Borso and my 1 blocker. This turn, I also earlier for the first life could have played the 5-drop Nami and then left enough Dawn up for me to for sure survive this lethal attempt. But both these plays are pretty fine, because I do believe I played the Borsalino this turn. We swing 5 into the Hogback, since the most meaningful thing he can trigger out is the Piranha, and there's nothing on our board to stun, so it's fine. The 5k swing wouldn't do anything go attacking leader, so you just get that. I do grab the Noland and the Earthwellness event. I should have just grabbed a 1k, but I think I'm still planning on trying to survive for another turn. It's kind of bad judgment on me, since with his such a wide board, it's most likely not gonna happen. He swings a 7 on our face. I do believe also last turn we could have tried pressuring the Namis, like swinging 8 and 6s into it, but we just take this 7 and event the Robin so it can't attack. He has 8 up. It could be a Teach or a Robin. Swings a 7 now though, so it could only be a Robin, and if it's not, or if he swings attaches another Dawn, it's most likely just gonna be a Borsalino this turn. He does swing another 7. We do have the Zeus in hand for the Borsalino, but we don't actually have enough counter to keep the life if he or to keep the life to Zeus. Just thinking out through what he could do, even though it's most likely just Borsalino, and if I could take this and just hope that he jams an 11, but we did not have enough counter to survive the 11k. So yeah, he swings a 6 into our Kalgara, and this is definitely a Borsalino. Now this turn, I do mess up. I play the 5-drop Luffy over my 3-drop Kalgara, which is just a bad, he has the Borsalino, so the Luffy will most likely get the buff, but my numbers would be better with just swinging with the 3-drop Kalgara. He has 3 life, but I do believe my math this turn would be 8 or 7 with this Wiper, and then 8 with this Wiper, 8 with the Noland, 8 with this Kalgara, 8 with leader, and then 8 with the big Kalgara. It of course messes up with life triggers like Perona, but he doesn't have another Perona in the trash. And I don't believe he has a 4-drop Zoro either. So Morio would not be an out for stunning one of my guys. So yeah, if I did not play this Luffy this turn, I do believe my math would be 7 and then 5 8k swings. Or it could have been 7, 7, and then 2 8k swings and 2 9k swings. But yeah, we just start off with this, or we play the Luffy because we don't want the Borslinger to block. But this is the wrong play. The math with the swing with the 3-drop Kalgara is actually just much better. Healer effects, and yeah, he takes this life. So now 8-drop Moria is a threat since the Marco's in the trash. Swing another 7, and our math here is 7 8 8, and then leaving the Luffy for last, since hopefully one of the 8s nets a block and we can go for it. He has 5 cards in hand, and he has all bricks, which is lucky for us. If we did do the other play, our lethal would have been much better. He would have needed to have 2 2Ks, I believe, on this on the turn where I had 4 bodies standing, and with only the 4 cards in hand, 2 2Ks wasn't very likely since we were pushing for them throughout the game. So yeah, this is a good win into probably our worst matchup. Let's go to the next game. Okay, so now we have a game into Teach. This is one of our better matchups, I do believe. This opening hand is pretty good. I think I keep it. Unless I'm going first. Oh, well, I still do keep it going first. We have double stage, 5-drop Kalgara, so we'll most likely find what we need. This first stage does bottom 2 heals, which is a little concerning, but it'll be okay. Does play my era event here. Oh, this is my age, and a Vasco shot on his 1-down turn. It's pretty strong. We know he has a 8-drop Teach in his hand. Just swing a 5 here and use the 3-drop Kalgara and pitch the upper yard, I do believe. Oh no, I think we pitched the other 3-drop. It should have been the upper yard since we don't have guaranteed a 5-drop wiper to play 2 5-drops on 5. And if we kept the Kalgara, we would be able to play that with for 3-dawn and then swing probably 6/6 here, guaranteed. But instead, I do believe we just have to swing a 6 and then play the 4-drop wiper to search for a stage. And if we don't get one, just play out the stage in our hand. It's not much worse, but it probably would have been better to keep the Kalgara in hand. There is a merit to saying that we're pretty due to find a 5-drop Kalgara, but I don't think that's, or 5-drop wiper. So off this stage, we do find the 5-drop wiper, but we do have 2 events in this deck, and I'm only playing 3 right now, so I do believe I'm just going to take the event. They're pretty good into Teach, just like denying them from progressing throughout life while we pressure through them. And it can play out our stage next turn if we leave a Dawn up. Swings 5 into our Kalgara. I do like keeping pressure in this matchup, so I probably 1k this. And I might just heal and play another body with my leader next turn. Yeah, so we do 1k. And he puts the Vesca shot into life. This is a turn where 5-drop Nami is honestly the best thing you could do here. Off the stage, we do see 2 5-drop Namis, unfortunately. I mean, at this point in the game, since they already played the Shiryu, they're not great, but they still could have been good next turn, since since he will be playing the 8-drop Teach. It's also merit to just swing first, since we know he'll probably let it go, and then we would have been able to draw a card with our Kalgara effect. But I do believe I wanted to find a vanilla Kalgara that off the upper yard search. Does 1k the 5k swing with the Borsellino. Now just thinking, I do believe I play the another 6-drop wiper coming in, and this should just be a Nolan turn. You could play Borsellino this turn, but you're not in that much of a threat, or you're not in threat at all to dying. And Borso is better to keep for later in the game, since you know your Nolan will be able to attack, and you don't really want to attack with the Borsellino since it's a blocker. And if you played Borsellino on your turn that you need to live, or if you play Nolan on the turn you would need to live, you wouldn't be able to swing with the 5-drop Borsellino that you played earlier. Still have 3 life, and this Bell Luffy here is actually really nice, so he could pressure a ton. He only has 5 cards in hand. Do you know there's an Augur trigger in live? So I do believe I swing 5 or maybe a 7. I can develop 2 more bodies this turn. I do swing a 6, give the draw back out, and I get a draw 1 more this turn. Get another Borsellino, but I do think I'm just gonna play the Luffy. I should save Luffy as my last swing because of 8 cost Teach trigger and Vasco shot trigger, so it would be incorrect to play it before I rest all my bodies. So yeah, we just swing another 5, saving our Dawn. We do need 1 Dawn under the wiper to swing a 5, and I do believe we're gonna swing a 7 with the Nolan, and then swing a 7 with our Luffy. There's no point, since he doesn't have any blockers or events that he could activate to playing out the Luffy right now, but he does just concede since he does not have enough counter to counter the 7k swing. And then he did have a Vasco shot in life, so it would have rested our Luffy. But if we did just save the Luffy until after we swung the 7, could have swung another 7, and he would have just died. But yeah, this is a pretty good game against Teach where we just run over them. He decided to play the 5-drop wiper instead of a Teach so he could develop his stage, and we punished him for it just by swinging with all our bodies and killing him really fast. So that's a good game, and on to the next one. Here we have a game into Blue-Green Luffy. This is a pretty good matchup for us, just mainly because of the existence of 5-drop wiper, so we're pretty hard mulliganing for that. This hand is not great. Going first too, we didn't have 2 5-drops, but now we do. We can just jam an 8. We are very much looking for a 5-drop wiper though. Probably gonna take 2 swings this turn. Maybe the 2 6k swings coming out of the Bonkle and the Dazbones. We can counter this first 5k with our 6-drop Kalgara, yep. And then we can take these 2 6ks. We're still looking for our wiper. We do have stage to find it, but now we just get it off the life. Which is very good for us. We can use the wiper, clear the entire board, except the Ivankov. Swing a 6, draw 2 cards, and we're looking pretty good this game now. 5-cost wiper is just a menace against this deck. You play the buggy combo, and we're okay with it. You could play another 2-drop, but since he swung a 6 instead of 5-5, I do believe he's just going to swing a 6 with the other Ivankov. And he does do that. We're just taking, since 5-drop wiper is not needed on this board, we can just develop something else, and keeping a card in is better. 5-drop wiper would only reduce the prisoner to a 4k, meaning the blocks is like less likely, but keeping the hard in hand I like better. We leader effect, play out the 3-drop Kalgara and ditch the upper yard to search. just grabbing two 2Ks here seems fine. We only had two 2Ks in our hand before, so this is a fun play. I do believe we're gonna Nolan this turn, since again, like I said before, Porcelain is better saved for late game, since I don't think we're gonna die this turn. If he pushes for game, he's not killing us, and yeah, it's just fine to wait on the Borsalino's, especially if you only have one in your hand. You gotta save it for your I need to live turn. So yeah, he takes the 7K swing, and he is on 8 Dawn now. I do believe his best play here would be to play the 7-drop Boa and then use an event to freeze my two 5-drops. He instead plays a Galdino to draw 2 and summon my Nolan from attacking. And he still has 3 Dawn, where he has 6 Dawn left. He uses 1 for the Luffy, 2 for the Galdino, and then 3 for the freeze. He swings a 5K swing. We're just gonna 1K out of that. It's pretty easy. We should have gave up the 5-drop on me for sure, since Wiper's actually pretty decent this turn. It would be let us swing 6s into his 4 buggy. So now, after thinking a bit, we do realize that we very much wanted the 5-drop Wiper this turn. And 5-drop Nami has no value other than being a 1K at this point in the game. So now without the 5-drop Wiper, I do believe we search to try and find it. And we do find our 3rd copy. Getting a break is not ideal, but still we have the 5-drop Wiper. What I should do this turn is swing 6 into the buggy. I should play the Borsalino, then swing 6 into the buggy, using leader effect, and then using Wiper effect to flip my last life, and developing the blocker. But instead, I think I just play the 5-drop Viper out for raw. Playing the blocker out would have been better, since we're gonna get so much pressure next turn, where him going for game is kind of needed. He also prepared for it with the Mr. 3. It's very good next turn if he goes for the restand event. But we're just gonna swing a 6 into the buggy. If we didn't pitch the Wiper off for counter last turn, then our swing would have probably been an 8K swing into here, but it's okay. He does search with the Luffy getting a Dasma. It's probably gonna play this out, and then he has 5, 7, 8 restand with the event, and then swing 7, 9, 10, which is very scary if we did not have the You'll Frighten Me event. This is one of the best scenarios for You'll Frighten Me, since we can stun the buggy with 2 Dawn on it, and it's basically getting rid of 2 swings this turn. So yeah, we'll just counter the 5K swing. He's probably pretty disappointed that his buggy can't swing this turn. It basically defended an 8K swing and a 10K swing, since the Galdino would restand with the event. So this is a very, very good time for that of You'll Frighten Me. So yeah, he's just thinking if he can still survive, maybe try to just leave the blocker up, but then I have 6 bodies on my board. It's pretty likely that I'll be able to get through. And yeah, he's just tanking for a little bit. He could, if he had another event, probably maybe try to survive for another turn. He could pay 2 for the oh, I paused it. That's why. He could pay 2 for the, or 3 for the event, and then he would have 4 Dawn up, or actually he'd have 6 up, since he hasn't used his restand yet, his leader ability, and maybe play out like another Galdino or something to stun one of my bodies, trying to extend for another turn. Does just swing the 7K. We do have a 2K 1K to get out of that. He plays the restand event, restands his Galdino and the Luffy leader, uses Galdino effect to give 2 Dawns to each of them. And now he's going to swing a 7 and 8, 9. But we do have 2k, 2k, 1k to get out. So we're just going to take the 7. Or, oh, I counted the 7. I think it would have been fine to take the 7 since it forces him to tap the blocker. He was pretty bricked in hand. And he did not have a 4-drop Galdino. He had the event to stun 2 of our guys, but we still would have had 4 swings. And with his hand, he would have only had the 3k and 2 bricks, which doesn't sound very good. So yep, that's a pretty good game. This is one of our better matchups, just because 5-drop Viper is really, really good into their deck. So we'll go into the next game, and hopefully we can get another win. Now, a game into Enel, what I think is probably one of the top 3 decks. There's Enel, Nami, and Teach. I do believe this hand is pretty good to keep. We do want Viper and Kalgara. We are favorite, I would say, going first into Enel, but going second is kind of rough since they just get their 6-drop out earlier. Does play a putting on 1, which means you can go into a 4-drop this turn. Kind of don't want to take 2 swings, especially if he was going to swing a 7, but he does just play the 4-drop. This is actually a really good turn for our Zeus. I did the Nami trying to find the 3-cost Kalgara, but in hindsight, I think just playing the Zeus was always going to be the correct play here. Since he doesn't have enough vents and traps for the Reggie to be bigger, we just take the Reggie out of his board, which is really nice for us. Swing a 5 here, leaving the event up so we can swing if he swings a 7 with the pudding, we can counter it, play out the stage 2, even if it's just a 6. We don't have any 2Ks, so we'd very much not want to take 2 6K swings. Plays the 6-drop Enel, does the search. Yeah, he can swing a 5, a 6, and play another 1-drop, which is probably his best play. Or he can swing 2 6s. We're not trying to go too low against Enel since they're just such a fast, aggressive deck. And they also have a lot of control over the game. We take the 5-guy swing. You know it's going to be 6, but we're now just going to event it. Kind of want to do the search here. The search is honestly pretty bad. Not a lot of cards that we'd want to play. But a 2K is nice since we had none before. He plays the Shura just to draw, developing another body. This turn is a pretty simple double 5-drop turn. We could swing a 7, but he's probably going to take this week 6 anyways. And we're going to leave the Dawn up for the Yo Friday Me. I don't actually think Yo Friday Me is the best thing to do next turn, since it's probably better to Yo Friday Me the Enel on a turn when it's going into my board, and I get to protect my board. So yeah. Oh, I am debating on using Leer Effect to play the Viper, and then playing out the Luffy 5. I would like sorry. Do not know which play is better. Someone can definitely tell me in the comments which is better. I do end up playing the draw Kalgara. I just value cards in my hand really highly. But I can definitely see where playing the Luffy out is good this turn, especially since I would have the 1-up for the Yo Friday Me event if he wanted to swing his leader first and then swing the Enel into my Luffy. I'd be able to Yo Friday Me the Enel and my Luffy would be able to stick. But if turn I was able to use Yo Friday Me or 5-drop Luffy, that probably was the turn. I haven't played this matchup too much. It was definitely for sure played a lot in OP15, but I took a little break since then, and I've been playing quite a bit back in OP16. Plays his Raichu out, does Kitten Mamoraga to rest our Viper, and we're just gonna have to let it go. Unless he swings his leader first, we can 1K the leader swing and then Yo Friday Me. I'd also like to know if you would counter this 7k swing or not. I do, because I really want to keep my bodies on board, but I'm going pretty low on life. We'll frighten me the no, and then I think am gonna give him a 2k and a 1k. I think this game is pretty scuffed, at least next turn. I think Luffy last turn would have been better. He just played the dragon, punishing us for giving him the counter. But yeah, I just think Luffy last turn would have been better. We would not get to draw off Kalgara. We'd be able to play the Kalgara this turn alongside a heal. So, yep, it's our turn. Don't really have a body to use your leader effect on. We do have the 2k, but that is our only 2k in our hand. We would have to use leader effects with the wiper and then swing and then play the Borsalino after. But I think right now I'm just thinking to play out the Luffy. Without a heal, I don't think playing out the wiper leader effect is safe, since he's 3 bodies on board. The NL we're probably taking, and then we'd have to counter the Reiju or the leader swing. If he has enough events, he could swing like 11 and then maybe like a 12 or 10-12, which is gonna be very hard to get out of. We have the Luffy check, and it is like 3 costs. That's very important. It's only a 3k buff, but also it means the Gamma Knife on his turn is still a minus 2k. And then he's probably gonna give us another 2k. Use the mama on that. Yep, we get the proc again. We're a 13k right now. So we got 13 at leader. Now, the Animal is probably going to swing into Luffy. That's why Luffy is kind of weird in this matchup. Even though it's probably best in this matchup, it always soaks up the Anal swing. And it's really hard to defend, especially if they swing the 14. If it's just a 10, which I do believe it is this time, it's easier to defend. And I don't know if it's the right choice though, because mainly just because of our life being a 3 cost, meaning Gamma Knife gives it a real minus 2, and swing the 5s and the 7s into it is pretty good for him. So I do counter out of this, but I do believe it would be correct to just let the Luffy go. And it soaked up the Enel swing, and it also got a life. Yep, so he does let's just think for a little bit, but I do believe he just Gamma Knifes our Luffy, which makes it really hard to defend, especially since the pudding gets to swing into it, and the Reiju could too if it really wanted to. But yeah, I think playing the Wiper Luffy last turn and playing a Borsu Kalgara this turn would have been better than what I did. Thinks for a little bit. Don't really know what he's thinking about. does play the Gamma Knife, giving our Luffy -2 since the Luffy trigger procs. But now this 5, or it could be a 9k swing into this Luffy. It's just, you can't defend it. Just play the Frankie though, so we'll be a 5 and then a 7, or a 7 with the pudding, and then a 7 with the Reichi. So there's just no way for me to defend my Luffy, which is very unfortunate. If the life was a 5 cost, I would be much more comfortable with this play. But he does swing the Reiju into it first, which is pretty interesting sequencing, I would say. Do you take this 5k swing? I think taking is kind of greedy. Just swing the 6 here, and we're just gonna 2k it. If he swung a 7, we for sure would have been pretty bad. So probably just 2k'ing the first 5 would have been fine. Swing the Zeus into the pudding. Just clear for free. We know we're going to play Borso, but since we have 2, I do believe we're just going to play double Borso this turn. We swing a 5 at face. I do believe this was supposed to be a 6. Yeah. I was thinking about just playing one Boycelina and swinging with my Wiper and my Kalgara. Some bigger swings, pressuring your body. But it should have been a 6, since playing double Borso here is actually better, since it's very unlikely that we die. And that he thinks the other card in our hand is Brick. Because he knows that the 3-drop Kalgara is in hand, he just doesn't know that the Earth Wonders is still in our hand. Next turn, we are going to be very explosive. Matters what he does this turn. Plays the dog. Kitten's our Wiper. I do believe Mama's the Wiper. I don't really get why he's going after the Wiper so aggressively. I feel like him mamaing Borso would have been better this turn for sure. I do think he is down all 4 Mamas though. Or at least 3. He does flip the Vari, give his Frankie +2 cost, which is making it difficult for us for go for lethal for sure, since we can't Zeus it anymore. Are forced to take the 6k swing and forced to take the 10k swing. Wiper and a Kalgara. Do you believe I might actually find a I feel like I played the 3 cost Kalgara to try and find a Noland here and swing another 6. Trying to get cards out of his hand and baiting him to going for it into a turn where he can't, and I actually have enough counter. Yeah, just doing some math here. The lethal here is pretty chopped, honestly. We have I do play the Kalgara, and I do whiff a Noland, which is unfortunate. But off the second one, I do find Noland. I can't use it anymore though, so you have to go over 2k and a 1k. I think I swing a 7 here. It's a face, which seems correct. Or it is an 8. 8 is also fine, since now this means block 1k isn't a thing. And since he's playing Vari, he's most likely isn't playing the Sanji 2Ks. So this would take 2 2Ks out of his hand, or 2 1Ks with the block. And yep, so his turn. We do have a full board now. And I think he's down all his Mamas. And him going for a game this turn is, since he only passed 6 on, and we have 2 2Ks and 2 1Ks and an event, we might be able to survive. Especially without using these blockers first, meaning if you would want to leave his blockers up, we get to keep our blockers. Swings the 9 first. I might take or I might event this. I do take, and we do find a 2K. It's very good. I think eventing would not have been bad. We would have been left with two 1Ks and a 2K. Which is kind of scary since he has 2 Dawn up. But he Vari's here. Thinks a little bit. His math, if he can get all his Dawn back, probably be a 5, 8, 9, 10. But that would require him to have spells that can give him 4 Dawn back. He does use the Gamma Knife, and I do believe he has the Althor to pop. Yes. Now he is down 2 Althors, and it matters the way that he does his math, but I do believe that we are safe. Swing the 10 first. We're going to use the event here. Plus a 2K and a 1K. I'm doing the math here and realizing that we are safe since he is down all 4 of his Mamara guns. And he has a Dawn up to use the Gamma Knife. Now he's thinking a little bit, seeing if I actually do have enough to survive with these 3 cards, if I have a brick or not. Because for me to survive, I would need to have 1 brick. But he swings the 10, you block it. Now he's debating on resting his blockers or not. He does try to go for it. We give him 2K and 1K. Now the only thing we lose to is double Thor, and 1 Thor is enough since we have a 2K. But he does have all 4 of the Thors this game. And unfortunate loss. He played 3 Thors this turn. He had all his mamas. He was able to clear a board. But that is how NL works. You draw so many cards. And sometimes it happens. So unfortunate. 1K off. But going second, this matchup is not the greatest. Just wanted to showcase how close we were. We wouldn't lose, or if he didn't have double Althor for game, we actually would have won this game. So that was the last game against NL. Unfortunate loss, but that is how it goes sometimes. Still do think that Kalgara is good, and I will be posting more videos for Kalgara in the future pretty soon. Hopefully this week I can get another one out and climb some more rank ladder. But thank you for watching. Subscribe and leave a like if you could, and that's all.